Go. We're live.
All righty, welcome.
Welcome back. We back.
All right, fellas.
Tempo Podcast. We have returned.
What's the deal?
All right, so we have some craziness going on. First of all, where's everybody been? Let's start with you, Phil.
Well, let me see. I've been at work, so I guess I've been in my living room. I've been in my bathroom, some in the kitchen,
Yeah.
But drive my car to the store and pretty much have been on the web.
Yeah,
Internet. I've been in the cyber planet. Pretty much quarantine. Trying not to catch, COVID. Stay healthy.
Yep.
Don't want to catch that. But yeah, pretty much, same old. Been working on a little music here. Kind of chilled out for a little bit. About to crank it back up. Working on getting like a LLC started.
Nice. What are you working on?
Probably call it Chain Gang Productions. Doing a little business. Been doing business with my girl. Been making ashtrays and charms and stuff.
Oh.
Going out to the stores selling them. A little business. Been doing business with my girl. Been making ashtrays and charms.
Right.
Been doing pretty good too. Make a little money on the weekend.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do some multiple things right now. I have the stream pulled up as well. I'm just trying to.
Sorry. Sports ashtrays.
So what turned you on to doing that, Phil? Was it just something that you just thought of all of a sudden, or was it just like an idea you had for a while, or like what's going on?
Well, we was out there selling the CDs, and then she already was making charms. My girl, she was already making like the charms and stuff, like with the sports logos on it. Then ended up buying like some resin and started making ashtrays. Started making like coasters for all the football teams.
Oh.
Yeah, so if you need some ashtrays or some coasters, make them. They're real nice too.
I can do coasters. I don't smoke no more, so.
You don't smoke no more. You still chewing gum?
Fireballs.
Fireballs.
Still on my fireballs.
Balls in your jaws.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get the link to send out to people here.
That's pretty much it. Trying to get a business started, so get away from these jobs. I want to work for myself, so it's kind of
true. I feel you.
Working on that.
All right. What about you?
What you been up to?
What you been up to?
Working. I'm working 6 days at home. Of course, I picked up a second job at a country club, like 2 to 3 days a week, just to get out of the house. Like I had to have human interaction.
What do you do at the country club?
Interacting with humans.
Do a little bit of serving. So just a little bit of stuff, a couple hours a night. I would say usually at the most like 4 hours. So, but yeah, I had to do something. I was going crazy, literally stuck in the house. So.
All right, that's not bad. We want to send that out to our friends. All right. All right. Sorry about that. So for me personally, I've just been kind of chilling. I haven't really been doing much lately. I've been playing a lot of video games. I was actually going to ask you that, Tony, before I get into my stuff. What video games did you play during the quarantine?
I actually ended up getting a Switch.
Ooh, I got the one. Okay, so just side anecdote. I bought one of those for my sister last year for Christmas, and she absolutely loves it. So I just got to get your opinion on the Switch really quickly before you go into what you were playing.
I love it. I was a big Animal Crossing fan when it first came out.
Ooh,
Animal Crossing.
See, now that's something that's almost got me to buy a Switch during this pandemic. I literally almost threw the money down during Christmas. I was like,
it is so fun.
Do I buy myself a Switch or do I buy everyone else Christmas presents? And I decided to get everyone else presents.
Yeah, right.
Bought everybody something from the dollar store.
Or do I buy everyone Nintendo Switches, including? No, I'm just kidding. I wish I had that kind of money.
Yeah,
no. So Animal Crossing. So I heard something about. Okay, so confirm or deny. You can bury somebody's picture and they'll haunt your village. Is that a thing?
That might be.
I heard about that literally yesterday or today or something.
What kind of game is that? Is that like The Sims or something?
So You could probably explain it better than me. It's really fun though.
Animal Crossing is it's basically like a very low key like Sims.
I can share my screen. Let me see if I
You
can
ever
find
played
some footage
Sims?
of Animal Crossing for Phil.
It's like
In 1 second.
yours are a little cuter. I would say it's aimed more at kids, but like there's collections you can do. You have a house. You have like you're building your own little life.
That sounds really.
Is this Animal
Yeah.
Crossing New Horizons? specifically?
Yeah.
It sounds boring.
I'm just gonna grab some footage from somebody's random YouTube video. I apologize if I'm
So it's
plagiarizing
not like
off your
Fortnite.
video.
You don't
I'm just-
shoot
I'm just
nobody.
grabbing
You
the
can't
footage
punch nobody.
for 1 second, just so that we can get a quick look ski at the video. I apologize if I'm plagiarizing you.
And you don't hunt no animals either. Like
Well,
There is fishing. I mean, that cat's kind of like hunting.
you like hunt for bugs, so catch like bugs, butterflies, stuff like that.
so, it's like Pokemon Go.
You see what I do? Are you guys seeing what I'm showing right now?
See, yep.
All right, let's just show this. So this is Animal Crossing. We're just going to skip to a part of the video where they're actually doing some stuff. All right, great cutscene. So this is what the game looks like. You kind of go around. I'm trying to find some footage
yeah.
of them actually doing some stuff.
It looks pretty gay.
All right. Well, it's 2020, buddy. Let's not go ahead and use that language. All right. But did that end?
I meant happy.
Perfect. All right. That worked out really well. Yeah. No, but that's
it keeps you busy. I mean, especially like
you see, like it's not like it's like an RPG, but for somebody that has like doesn't have the time to dedicate to something like Skyrim or something. If I had to describe it, like because you just don't like because it's more of a relaxing game. It's got really peaceful music in it, which I didn't play for copyright reasons, obviously. But
So it's just like The Sims.
yeah, but like a really.
I'm gonna watch back to stream and it actually was playing audio. I just couldn't hear it.
I'll
Yeah,
probably
but
fall asleep
the
playing that
jokes.
game.
I mean, because like you can hunt for animal, like for the fish, you can do fishing, you can look for bugs, and then like you make your own, like you can build your own stuff, you can collect stuff. I mean, there's a lot. Like you can go visit people.
Yeah, other people's villages. You can add fossils that you
So
dig up to your.
That's just
to
like
your
The Sims. So,
museum.
like, what's the moral of the game? Like, you got to keep your food, your health up.
The
Like,
moral of the game is capitalism is evil. That's the moral of the game. Tom Nook steals everything from you, constantly puts you in more debt. That's literally the moral of the game. I'm not even joking. That's absolutely the message the game is trying to send: is that no matter what you do, you can't escape capitalism.
so you're pretty much trying to make money.
Bells, yes.
The whole time, yeah. Bells is your money, which is almost
Yeah.
I feel like a reference to communism in and of itself. But whatever.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Bells have nothing to do with it, but that's good. But that's but I like how I got that in there though. But
So
anyway.
there's no action or nothing. Like,
I mean, if you consider cutting down trees and fishing to be action, and it's really not about that. It's about like it's like a farming game. I would guess it would be. It's kind of like that mixed with like a couple of other things. It's hard to describe. I liked it when I was a kid because I was a kid.
Mhm.
I also liked Harvest Moon a whole lot. Also, similar game, but with a little more to do in it. I think, and I think it was for like one of the more like beefier systems than the Animal Crossing was. It used to just be a handheld game, is I think what it mainly was, which is why it's on the Switch. So,
okay, so you think the Switch is better than the Xbox or the PlayStation?
I don't think anyone thinks that.
No.
Well, hold on, let me choose. There's some people that think that because they prefer the
Oh,
Switch. But,
Yeah.
um,
I mean, as somebody who has the Xbox and a Switch,
I know everybody's been on Call of Duty lately. I'm like,
yeah.
I
still
haven't
like
been. I'm like the biggest Call of Duty fan out of the three of us by far. Like I'm already a third prestige in the game. Like
Yeah.
I was a preseason third prestige because I was just a Chad at this game for some reason, and probably because I grinded the heck out of the last game. Anyway, not the point. Like because I hated the last game so much. Okay, side note, I hated the last Call of Duty so much that I just played it more. That makes no sense, but it
what,
happened.
the
And
World War II?
no, the last one was Modern Warfare, the most recent Modern Warfare.
Yeah, I heard
which
you
for some
cross
reason
over
was
though,
like the
like-
fourth Modern Warfare game, but they called it Modern Warfare because reasons reboot.
Do
I
they
don't
got
know.
Call of Duty for Switch?
No.
Probably. Maybe not. Okay.
No.
You probably can
Well,
get Call of Duty
yeah.
mobile on your tablet or something.
Like, I was surprised that Fortnite is on the Switch.
I'm not. I think that was a big announcement that Fortnite made a while back. Like because
Yeah,
the Switch
mean,
is
it's
kind of
on
the kind of. I mean, the Fortnite's on mobile.
Well, yeah. I mean, they have Borderlands. Borderlands is on the Switch. But
Yeah, but if I wanted to do that, why don't I just get my phone and get my Xbox Game Pass and play it?
well, right. I mean, and that, yeah, because I keep looking at it and I'm like, I've already beaten all the Borderlands. Like, stop sending me invitations for that. Like, I don't.
That's true. I still haven't played 2 Borderlands games. How bad is that?
I
I'm
got
a huge
Borderlands, and I haven't even
and I haven't
played
played the
that much.
pre-sequel Borderlands 3, which Borderlands 3 I hear is like everything.
Yes.
And yeah. But okay, so I already noticed a little small technical problem. I'm telling everyone this live that's watching. This is what you get. This is the real transparency you get from Tempo here. So it looks like in the future we're gonna have to get you like a slightly better. This is not, by the way, meaning anything, but we'll have to get you a slightly better mic because I think my mic is overpowering yours when you go to speak. Because I did hear you talking there, but I could barely hear it.
My mic.
Yeah, so we'll just have to look into that in the future. It's not a big deal or anything. It's just if I'm just gonna have to make sure that I mute myself
Hear me
when I
now.
don't talk over you. No, I can hear you. It's fine. I just you're coming through clean. It's just I noticed that just a second ago. It's something that happens in these kinds of things. Sometimes I don't know. It's weird when one mic is like a lot of gain or a lot of like frequency or something. I don't know. It's too technical for a show anyway. So yeah, so that's where so that's what you've been playing. Anything else besides the Switch that you've been doing recently?
Trying to get out and get more active. That's about it.
I need to add some
Been
home
doing
gym equipment to my location for sure. Oh yeah, don't we have like a push-up ode bet? Did we make a bet a while back with push-ups or something? I forget.
I forgot.
We'll have to go back to the record on that one. Any Tempo fans that are historians, go ahead and throw that in the comments.
I know it wasn't about Dallas. If it was, you'd be doing some push-ups.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Dallas.
Anna,
You know what the crazy thing about Dallas is that even if they had, even if they had a chance to make the playoffs last week, they still lost. So they wouldn't have made it. It would have been the Giants. How does that feel?
Like my team don't ever go to the. I knew I wasn't going to the playoff. We were just messing up other.
How does that
people.
feel to be a Cowboys fan right now? Like, if you're a Cowboys fan, you're like, oh, we're gonna sneak in and win the division anyway because we're the Cowboys. Even if you had the opportunity, you couldn't have. And now the Washington football team somehow managed to make the playoffs with no name.
Yep.
And
No name.
basically no wins, if we're being completely honest.
Name.
You know what?
That would
Screw it.
be
We're
good.
not going to the important stories first. We're going to sports because that's what's really important in this country. Screw everything else.
Right. And
Because you know
the
why?
football team has the dumbest name. Why they couldn't think of nothing? They could have called themselves the Capitals or something.
That name's already taken. You can't have it.
It's hockey, isn't it?
Yes, that's the hockey team that I'm a fan of in Washington. Yes.
Oh,
My sports teams are all over the place, by the way. Indianapolis Colts, Cleveland baseball team, which we'll get to in a second.
they could be Washington Trumps.
Yeah.
They should be. I'm not gonna say that anyway. I'll say that one after the show anyway. But
You're gonna
my
get
comedy
attacked.
is censored. But so speaking of like Cleveland, so yeah, let's just address this really quickly because I brought it up already. So yeah, they're gonna change the name. I just like as a fan, I just don't know what to say. Like I get it, but like
What do you
it's
think
like
Cleveland should change their name to? Because they're gonna have to do the basketball
the
team.
name that I've been hearing a bunch is the
Cavaliers,
Cleveland.
Indians?
So the name I've been hearing a bunch is the Cleveland Spiders. I really hope it's not that.
The Cleveland Spiders.
I don't know. I have
They
no
might as
idea.
well be the Cleveland Roaches.
Yeah, right.
There's been some ones thrown out that are like referential to Cleveland specifically. I don't know. I'd have to bring up the names list that I had seen a while back on Twitter. Like, I just hope it's not bad at this point. As a baseball fan, especially like what I'm about to talk about will make Cleveland fans so upset. But like our front office is useless. They just traded away their best player in Francisco Lindor.
Uh-huh.
And we got some good players back in return. Like we got the Mets' best prospect and a few other prospects that could work out. But it's just like enough said about that, Cleveland. But in positive Cleveland sports news, we have the Browns in the playoffs. Yes, is this real? 2020 ends with a bang. The Browns make the playoffs. The end of times is here, folks.
Yep.
Yep.
Prepare.
Baker Mayfield playing his ass off though.
Dude,
He
Baker
is so
Mayfield.
impressed with him.
As a Baker Mayfield stan, I am proud boy because he did not look good the first couple of years. He absolutely looked like. Well, okay, hold on. Let me take that
on
back.
the team. No,
Let
they
me
didn't
take
have
that back.
a
Let me
line
take
or
that back.
anything.
Year
No.
one, he looked insane because he set the rookie touchdown record that still hasn't been broken. But year two, he did not look great. This was the year he had to prove things, and because of that, like I think it really finally set him off. I think that clutch gene, that like anger within him that made him good enough, even though he wasn't better than good enough, really, that made him the best guy on the field to be your quarterback, no matter where he went, despite being undersized and not really looking like he would be not always playing the best. That chip on his shoulder is continuing to
when they
fuel.
lost Odell Beckham, that made him better.
Ouch. Hot takes, but you know what?
I'm just saying, they knew where he was going to throw
a
it.
couple days ago.
You could be right.
They was looking for Beckham, and then they had to make plays specifically for him. All they had to do is keep looking for Beckham. He gonna throw it to him at least.
Yeah, I mean,
game.
so Beckham going down actually lost me my fantasy league this year. I was 6-0, and Beckham got injured.
Yeah.
And Beckham had been injured. I was already lost, but I was like gonna make the playoffs, like not even a joke. And then Beckham got hurt. Then I made the playoffs and took third, which is still pretty good, but I would have liked to win. Thanks, Beckham. No, but Odell's obviously a key part of that offense. It sucks that him and Landry aren't there to potentially win a Super Bowl together if they were to this year. But
I don't know. The Browns, they got a gift and a curse because the head coach, he has the vid.
Oh yeah, he's got the COVID. Yeah, so who knows how that's going to affect this game?
Yeah, nowadays, I mean, don't you got it? I mean, I got it. Who ain't got it?
I feel like I've had it at some point this year or last year.
I'm just playing.
You think you had COVID?
I think I might have actually had it like a couple of years ago. I got really sick, similar symptoms and stuff like that. Pre everything, and when they were saying because they started retroactively going back and saying this was probably COVID to some stuff early on.
They were saying it was probably like in November of 2019.
I think I was sick then too. I want to say too. Anyway, I don't remember. I remember someone saying that to me.
And I had the vid.
If it wasn't COVID, maybe I just got a really aggressive form of the flu that was like maybe not related, but either way.
Did you get the flu shot?
Not at the time that I had that. I don't think. No,
I wouldn't get the flu shot.
By the way, we'll talk about the vaccine when we talk about the coronavirus itself. Yeah. Which actually, let's just go ahead and do that. Might as well. We brought it up, so might as well talk about virus. So yeah, it's continuing to increase. We just set another daily death record, I believe.
Yep.
The other day. So.
Do you think they'll put another lockdown in place for a couple months?
I think if in the next couple of months, when they said they were going to review it again, because they always are reviewing, but like when they finally put out another statement, once Biden's fully in office, I think first of all, when Biden's in office, he may make some kind of unilateral decision then.
They got the vaccine coming out now, so it looks like they're going to try to take.
So that may help in the process. I don't think the early vaccine numbers that we got are going to help that much.
That vaccine might turn you into the Walking Dead.
And something I think people need to realize, I don't think this has been said, and maybe I shouldn't say it, but like this vaccine isn't going to make you invincible to this virus. No. It's just going to make your body better at fighting it. Like, I think some people think if they get the vaccine, they won't get COVID.
That's true. Because
when you get the vaccine, you're actually going to get COVID. It's just going to not be in an extreme enough form to actually cause a bunch of damage.
My daughter caught it twice.
Young kids probably had the best chance.
COVID twice.
She was at a Chick-fil-A, of course.
I mean, younger people have the best chance of fighting that stuff off. Like, there's people that can kick it, the people that take vitamins and stuff. And like, I feel like people that really take care of their health probably can kick the stuff pretty quickly. Like, I just started taking vitamins because I don't get enough like sunlight anymore. So I'm taking an immune vitamin too, so that I don't like lose the ability to fight diseases should I have to.
I'll tell you about some essential oils that I have recently started using.
They're like legit, like I don't know, they're like Nature's Bounty or something. I have no idea if that's even more. Which I think I heard something about being really bad, but like I don't know.
About soft.
Do what?
Nature's Bounty makes your poop soft.
Oh well.
Anyway. Soft. Whatever. Go drink a cup of milk. Yep. That'll do the trick too.
Yep.
Have you spoken?
All right. Anyway, sorry. All right. So, gosh, I go back and see some of these news stories. Like, what the heck happened? Anyway,
like has been vaccinated with the corona.
Did y'all get your stimulus payment yet?
I haven't because I don't have a bank account, but I will get my check at some point. I'm sure. If
you get yours.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. So
put it up.
Where did I?
I was with Trump on that one. Like, bring the 2,000.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, and that's one of the things that now that the Democrats have the Senate, they said that's what's going to happen. They're going to push for that. I mean, it still has to pass. Don't get me wrong, but Biden wants it, and the Senate wants it. Now that Democrats don't run the Senate.
Yeah, they got the Senate in the House, but this crazy crap that just happened yesterday.
No, that was trash.
You know, a lot of those people resign.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had a thing for this, but apparently not.
Too.
I have a sticker at the bottom for this one. I'm sorry, I didn't make it. I'm not making it on the fly. No, I'm just kidding. No, it is not really necessary because I don't know, like everything just feels like everything is stupid these days. Like I don't know.
I mean, it just breaks into perspective. Like, seriously, what is important to you? And to be honest, I mean, and not to make it trivial, but what does it matter who the president is? Are you going to stop working? Are you going to stop paying your bills?
Yeah, I mean, well, not with $600.
Yes, it does matter because it's an office. But I mean, again, and that's what cracks me up about people. Like, they're like, "This is life changing." No, I mean, it's changing
for who? Somebody that's not got any money to begin with. Yes, I agree. This will help the person out, but like, and this will even help somebody out that's struggling. But like the only people this is really going to give a little buff to is probably people that are already decently well off to begin with. They just don't have the money right this second because the economy sucks right now. They can't get paid as much or whatever. But like one thing I think that is completely unnecessary and unwarranted right now is the discourse that we're seeing in the streets right now.
Yep.
Like we're jumping all over the place today, but like, so Biden is officially president-elect. He will be president in 13 days. He will become the president of the United States, regardless of whether it's peaceful or not, which has been talked about.
It's going to be Kamala.
Well, and that's one of the things.
He could end up dying or resigning or something, and it could be Kamala. If that's the case, it's what it is. You know, they should select a vice president. Hopefully, that's pretty moderate, Democrat, or maybe a president. You know what? Honestly, here would be a crazy move. And I know that people are probably not going to like this. They should have Kamala, after she becomes president, if that's the case, select a progressive as her actual running part, as her vice president for 4 years, or whatever many years left.
What is
like
that?
A super progressive, like left, like super left Democrat that wants like to put like sort of like, you know, like the very extreme left Bernie Sanders kind of type of government sort of ideas forward, because that's the kind of place that we're heading as a society anyway. So it's like we might as well acknowledge that needs to be something that our government is willing to work with. I'm not saying put those policies into place. I'm saying
it's like the New World Order.
Yeah,
I mean, everything's a New World Order. At the end
be like throw a chip in them.
Mm-hmm.
They're already putting chips in pets.
Well, I don't know about anybody putting chips in anybody. I don't think that's anybody's platform yet. Wait till it becomes their platform, though. That everyone. That's all right. Side note: I'm just calling it right now. Episode 5 or whatever it was of Tempo podcast. I called it. That's going to be a bigger debate than everything that's going on right now. Is the techno revolution? Play Cyberpunk if you want to know what I mean. That's where we're headed. Not even a joke.
You can play Cyberpunk.
What is that?
Actually, don't play Cyberpunk. Play Deus Ex, and that's where we're headed.
Deus
Ex was so good. Anyway,
what's it called?
It's a really old game, Deus Ex. Anyway, it's about human augmentation and like what makes you still human. It's a really good game. Anyway,
like on Pornhub.
I'm just mad because Cyberpunk looked really good, and I heard that there were just tons of problems.
Yeah, we can't even get it on the Xbox One and PS4 anymore. I don't think.
Yeah, they took it off.
So it was so bad. PS5.
They literally apologized to their game community because they released 0 footage of the Xbox and PS4 versions, and it was so bad they just didn't release footage, and then the people bought it.
I mean,
people think about these writers out here, like
yeah. So I'm avoiding talking about that because I'm so sick of this sort of mentality in this country just being allowed to be okay. Like this is literally what happens when you have a guy that's telling a bunch of racist people that I am your guy, and if you want me to be your guy still, you're gonna have to storm the Capitol, basically.
Yeah,
and that's what happened.
They're voting on getting rid of
the video that came out right before that stuff happened that Trump put out, like where he was basically telling them to do what they ended up doing. Like he's walking it all back now, but he basically called for it, and then it happened.
Mm-hmm.
You don't care. You like somebody that know they about to get fired. Like, you know, you're about to be out your job. It's like the last 2 weeks. I'm like, I wish you would come here trying to coach me about something. Shut up. I want you.
Yeah, like all you're literally trying to convince you're just talking so much trash to your coworkers about your bosses and stuff like that, trying to turn them against them as you're leaving. Yeah,
No, I think from Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, they took him off. Banned him.
Yeah, I just saw that right before we went live. They literally canceled him. I mean, they're like, you're done. This is over with. They're already moving. What's happening right now, I think, is they're moving to get him out of office before the 13 days from now. They're trying to.
Yeah, and that's what they're calling for Pence to enact the 25th.
So is that going to make Pence the actually the 46th president?
I don't know how that would technically work.
You see what I'm saying? Like
Biden was elected 46th president, so I'm guessing that if they had Trump leave office, Pence would technically become the 46th. But they might ceremoniously just be like, "You're not president," and it's Biden. I'm assuming because no one elected Mike Pence. Well, I guess they did elect Mike Pence originally.
It's like I was president of the United States for 12 days.
I don't think they're going to do that. I think if anything, they would just transition Biden in immediately or something if they were going to do anything, which would cause some people to have a problem with it, I'm sure. But I think that would be the only legal thing you could do because
Pence going to come in there like, let's just nuke China today. Like, hurry up before Biden.
Oh my God, that would be hilarious. He decides to invade in a Middle Eastern country or something like, yeah. Right. Because he's that kind of Republican, yeah.
For the whole
our democracy is in tatters today because of what happened yesterday.
If I could be the president for 12 days, I wouldn't sleep the whole 12 days. I'd be up 24 hours all 12
If you're sitting at home right now watching this show for some reason, trying to decide where you fall politically, granted, it's not the best place for that. I'll give you that. But if that's what you're doing right now, if you're trying to decide, this is where you decide. Do you want to be remembered as the person that tried to overthrow the government for a guy that was absolutely not worth it? I don't care how you feel about him. He's not worth this. Or would you rather be like a part of our democratic system where we decide that the world is worth defending, like that we actually that we're going to make it worth it for people going forward and that we actually want to have a society.
I don't know. I think they're both is like, I think it's like really looking at both Democrats and Republicans is like, do you want to die by fire or do you want to drown?
That's literally, I heard this discussion had a little while back, which is like politics is literally deciding who gets to decide who dies. Basically, and how many of them, and who it's okay to do it to, given whatever time period it is. So, everybody gets a turn, unfortunately, and that's for right now, it's the whole world because the virus decided it doesn't care where you're from. Nationality is not a thing with the coronavirus.
That's right.
It will kill you regardless. So, and to think, you'd think that would be the one unifying thing that this country could have that would happen.
Hey, all them people asked yesterday, it's going to be, didn't they say yesterday was the highest death toll on the corona? Watch, it's going to be another day because all them people, I know somebody in that crowd had corona.
Oh, absolutely. Did you see what they were doing at the rally? There was literally a person that called for people to start hugging each other and start like touching each other because they were like, this is a super spreader event. I mean, we have America. We have officially lost the plot. Like, come on.
Don't go to Washington, D.C. because everybody going to have corona there. It's like the president, it's probably corona all over the Capitol building. They need to sanitize it and everything. There's corona just floating around there. That's like one of the biggest gatherings. Well, Trump rallies be packed like that too, though.
It's all.
That's why the virus is spreading.
Well, of course, because people
are spreading because people refuse to listen. If we're being honest, like if we want to be real, like I'm sick of coddling people at this point. Mm-hmm. It's because people are refusing to follow the rules and the guidelines that are being put forward because they think they're either better than it or they don't have to do it because it's their right to not. Like I don't care what you think your rights are. You got to start thinking about other people at some point. Like it's just like getting to the point now where I don't understand why people can't see what's happening in front of them.
That's the problem with us having a democracy. I mean, look at England. England's like, screw you, stay in your house.
Literally, because they have the authority to do that on the government level.
Australia wiped it out. They have concerts right now. They have music, like just all the stuff is wide open because they're a country that were like, all right, we're gonna believe this shit. I mean,
Yeah, and they went in and let it pass.
yes. I mean, that's the problem with our country right now. People think like, oh, I have the right to do this and I have the right to do. You're right. You're right. You have the right to your opinion. You have the right.
How sad is that? That's where we're at as a country now, where we have literal fascists in our government buildings trying to take over, and we're sitting here talking about just authoritarianism as a possibility of government, because why not at this point when they just decided they want to take over anyway? So like,
Yeah,
and I don't blame you for saying that,
was
because, like,
really
what is to stop us from just becoming a full-on dictatorship at this point, other than people's decision making? Honestly, like if people want it, we could decide today to take over the Capitol, and it'll be Trump presidency forever, and that's what people can decide to do. Alternatively, we can accept the democratic result of our actual election that we held like 2 months ago, and we can move on and actually have a normal life.
We should have voted for Kanye West.
Agreed.
I did.
You know, Kanye's the richest
I wrote him in.
entertainer.
Is that true? I mean, he does a lot of concerts. He did like a
worth
lot of
like
touring back before, you know, when you could
billion.
actually go outside.
He's worth $3 billion.
He's done like hundreds of millions of dollars worth of tours at least, so I'm not surprised. Like I always feel like I always heard about Kanye was touring, because every footage I ever saw of him was either at an award show or on tour.
Or
Him and Kim Kardashian about to get divorced though.
well, yeah, that was on the news. But I mean, Kanye was like a producer at the beginning. He wasn't even. I mean, like Timberlake,
Need to get her.
he was producing music way before.
No, I'm just like, it's like tough for him, you know, like his empire might collapse.
Kim already rich. I need his money.
He said he had a affair with Jeffree Star.
Oh yeah, that guy.
That yeah,
The
I don't know.
you know,
That
the
person,
dude, the dude that, you know, the girl that's a dude.
I don't know
Politically correct term.
that person.
Yeah.
They even.
Human being.
Transformer.
That's all I can do.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. Oh,
21 guys. All right.
Autobots, roll out.
No, it's okay. It's great. Anyway, yeah. So I mean, was there anything else we were supposed to talk about? I don't want to talk about the Paul brothers. I'm sorry. They're just they're doing. The Paul brothers want to fight actual fighters. I want to watch. I will buy those. I haven't bought any of the YouTube fights. I will buy those fights just to watch the Paul brothers get destroyed. That has to be one card. I will spend like $90 on that card. Just
You see what they did to Nate Robinson? You ain't playing no games.
Nate Robinson's like a basketball player, right? Like,
Right.
It's not a fighter. I mean, I'm sure he knows how to fight. Let me correct, but he's not a boxer. You know what I mean?
How are you not
Whereas
talking
the Pauls
about
have trained in boxing for like the last year and a half or two now. So like they're actual boxers at this point, just not like world class boxers at all. Like it's like if CM Punk had done 2 years of fighting in a row and then become an MMA fighter and was like, which he kind of did, but never had talent. It'd be like if CM Punk had a little bit of talent to him. Okay, a little bit of luck. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Because one of the Pauls is literally 0-1, I think. So
Yeah.
So Logan, get a
Oh,
win,
wow.
get good, get good. I probably couldn't beat Logan Paul in a fight, though. Yeah, be honest. I mean, I might be able to. I don't know if I trained in boxing for the same amount of time, I probably could. But you
I'm
know,
fine with that. I'm okay.
you know what? Actually, I probably could. Fight me, Logan. No, anyway.
You're
He wants the response on here.
Dre.
He's like, "Come on, Star Wars. Well, come on, let's go."
Yeah, right now I would lose probably because I'm completely out of shape. But give me 6 months to train and I'll still be out of shape. All right. I don't think there's anything else you guys wanted to talk about particularly though. I think that was pretty much it. I don't think we missed anything in particular. I think the last thing I think we should like address is like
I mean, look.
we kind of skipped over this. So like this to me, is there a name that pops into your guys' head that would be interesting for Cleveland to change to?
Cleveland baseball. There you go.
The Cleveland baseball team. That's
Oh no, the Cleveland Bat Swingers. I don't know.
The Cincinnati.
In my head because there's nothing iconic about Ohio. Literally nothing.
What are you talking about? We have astronauts.
what about the
But what are they gonna call it? The Cleveland.
The Cleveland Jets. No, Cleveland.
Cleveland Cosmonauts. I don't know.
Space Raiders.
The Cleveland Space Force. I don't know. The Cleveland. See, you got to be like something cool. Like, and there's nothing cool that you. There's cool stuff with space, but I don't feel like.
Cleveland Jedi.
Ooh, the Cleveland Republic Army. I don't know. Cleveland Troopers.
Cleveland Force. I mean, that'd be kind of redundant, but
Yeah, the Cleveland.
Force.
But it can't be the Indians.
Whatever they come up with is better. I'm gonna have to buy new merchandise now because Lindor is gone, and because I literally hold on. This is the funny part. I can find the jersey.
I know who we got to talk about too.
It's too far away, but I have a Lindor jersey. That's literally a Lindor, and it's Indians. So we'll have to see how that goes in the future. By the way, I made the joke that it's the Cleveland baseball. They're still called the Indians for this year, so calling them that's technically not incorrect. But I'm sure. Watch them call it the Cleveland baseball team. You watch on the broadcast, even though it says Indians across everything. I bet they say Cleveland baseball team because I guarantee, even though it's technically not the name anymore, it will be.
And now the Cleveland Cadillacs.
They have some interesting names that were out there, though.
They already got a Cavalier. Isn't the Cavalier Indian name too?
I don't think so. But they could go with something cool. Like they could do something. Nah, see, Buckeyes is already you can't do Buckeyes. That's the only other thing about that's really unique to Ohio. Like, no.
They should just
what's the Robins? The Robins doesn't really work. Yeah, Cleveland figured this out because we need better baseball team names. And Baker Mayfield, don't fail us. This is your only chance. You won't get another shot at this kid.
He's not gonna be like Tom Brady. Like you see how good Tom Brady doing this year. After they
he made the playoffs, didn't he? I mean,
suck.
They made the playoffs, didn't they? I mean,
the Patriots? No,
he's not with the Patriots.
He's playing with a whole new team, so he's not going to come in like gangbangers. I mean, listen, he is a good player.
Tampa Bay #1 though.
Yes, but he's still got to come in and get used to people.
Look, Tampa Bay's going into the playoffs, top seed.
Yes. I mean,
I think Tom Brady has a chance to completely blow it in the playoffs.
Nobody else could do that, I don't think. Tom Brady's he's the GOAT. I give it up.
GOAT. It's Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Brett Favre.
I feel like we're missing some big names in there, but I mean,
okay. Oh yeah, we missing some people.
Like we're missing. What? So I mean, oh gosh, I'm not able to think of anybody's name. So like for example, like Roger Staubach would be in there for me.
Yes, but that I'm saying last 20 years.
Bradshaw. Well, last 20 years. I mean, like last 20 years, he's got like nobody. I mean, like
yeah, you're right.
That's what I'm saying. Tom Brady.
Last 20 years, it's like Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady.
Yes.
The last 20 years really is Tom Brady, is realistically speaking.
Yeah, Tom Brady is pretty much
because he was in the playoffs for the entirety of that.
Look, you see what happened to the Patriots. Now they don't have Tom Brady no more. The Patriots not even going to the playoffs. Tampa Bay didn't go to the playoffs last year.
Cam Newton was not the answer, and I could have told them that before they signed him. But whatever.
Too many drugs. You could tell by not trying. You know what I'm saying?
And that's not anything against Cam Newton, but there was a reason why Carolina decided to move on from him in favor of what was that? What was it? AAF, whatever that stupid offshoot league was that didn't work.
XFL?
Yeah. No, it was like it was the one. I think he was. Yeah, he might have been in the XFL, but I think he was one of the guys from the other one that failed before the XFL.
The Patriots should have picked up Kaepernick. That'd have been real controversial.
But PJ Walker was definitely on that roster at one point. Anyway,
like Kaepernick's a Patriot. Like, whoa, wait a minute.
One of the saddest stories for me this year was Teddy Bridgewater because that guy looked really good, and then it just didn't work out.
Yep.
But I think pretty much wraps up the show, right? Like I don't think there's any much for us to address. Like Tom Brady, I have no faith. I don't. I think it's great that he made the playoffs, but unless he wins the championship, all this is for naught. You know, like honestly, like because they can make the playoffs all they want with Tom Brady.
This is first year, and they're going to the playoffs as a top seed, so it just shows how good he is. He's an accurate thrower, man. He's the GOAT. You don't never mess up. Like he started.
I am just pointing out that throughout the entire season there were question marks, and no one knew what was going to happen until the end.
Only a question mark for 3 games because that's all they lost. 3 games. It's the undeniable. It's like
I don't know.
I'm not putting them above Kansas City because I feel like Patrick Mahomes still has it. I mean,
Oh yeah, Mahomes is the man.
but I mean,
Get that the Browns winning the Super Bowl this year.
listen, man, if they win the Super Bowl, we're going to the bar and I'm buying all the drinks for like an hour.
Like an hour. That's a big
Also,
win.
the Buccaneers are not entering as the top seed. They're 11-5. It looks like.
Yeah.
Oh well, they're not that bad. Well, if the Browns win,
It looks like the top seed in the NFC is the Packers at 13-3.
Why? So the Browns are in the wild card, right?
yeah, they're playing a
Correct.
wild card game against the Steelers again
Yes.
So why are the Steelers playing in a wild card game if they were like
because they lost to the
So the
Browns.
low seeding division champions always play in the wild card round because
how did they lose? They lost like 2 games, didn't they? So wouldn't they be a little higher up?
No, they
so
lost
the
by
reason
4
why
games.
this year that's not the case is because even though there's not 17 games, they did add the extra teams to the playoffs. So there are actually more teams in the playoffs, and only one team gets to bye this year each conference. So that's why everyone else is playing in wild card week because
Oh, let me look this up here.
yeah, it's weird. They were supposed to add 17 games this year, but they didn't have season like they were supposed to. So
Because there was no preseason, and there was
my guess is also that was probably the plan to begin with. They were probably just going to see how the playoffs went this year with extra teams, and then eventually it went to the other way. But oh, looks like we lost our viewer there. Unfortunate. Yeah, we should have ended the show a little bit. I knew I had the timing perfect. Anyway, oh well, whatever happens.
Come back.
I think they thought maybe they thought we ended the show. I don't know, but
right. We ramble on sometimes, but
yeah, it does happen. Well, oh, looks like they might have just lost their connection there. Anyway, yeah. So I don't know. Here's where I'm at when it comes to the playoffs. For my teams in the playoffs, as always, like it was with Cleveland earlier this year. Which, if you guys have been doing the show, then it was not a great time. It was great all the way up until because we're like, oh, we're making the playoffs. We're gonna make the playoffs all season. Oh, we made the playoffs. Oh, we lost to the Yankees. Great. Anyway, and that's how that went. If you're a Cleveland fan, but
think how the Bengals fans felt.
I don't feel any
Like
sympathy.
this Falcons
I
fan.
feel no sympathy for Bengals
Feel
fans.
like the Dallas fan.
They have Joe Burrow right now, and if Joe Burrow hadn't been injured, I have no idea what would have happened. So,
I mean,
None of our teams did nothing this year. What the Colts
that's the
did.
problem. I mean, I've said this
the
before.
Colts are in a very good position this year, although we have to play the Bills Saturday, and the Bills have put up an average of 30 or 40 points a game, with Josh Allen leading the charge pretty effectively. So I'm probably not going to see the Colts go very far this year, but I would like to imagine that there's a really good chance that we have the opportunity.
Faith in your team. You can't see.
Here's the problem. I have faith in my team, but I also understand how football works. So I'm not like a fool that's like, oh, we have the best defense in football right now, but they have like the best offense in football right now by far. So like
It's games. Haven't you learned that from the Baltimore Ravens?
Right.
Look, I'm just saying that if it happens, I'll be excited. If it doesn't, I'm going to be not disappointed because I'm not expecting.
Ravens won the Super Bowl. They don't think they average probably 20 points a game.
To be fair, that year that Joe Flacco took them to the Super Bowl was like the craziest offensive year of his and everybody else's on that team's career. Like they were the best team in football for that season for no reason and never reachieved it once. And Joe Flacco is not starting anywhere now because of that. Actually, I should probably check that before I say that, but he wasn't starting anywhere as of recently because of that. Like, if you want to know why the NFL is where it is it's at, just look at the past like 5 seasons and look at how quarterbacks have just like changed so drastically across the league, and you'll understand why it looks so different. I'm interested to see how the quarterbacks shake out after this draft because there's like 4 guys in this year's draft that I could see going in the first round, realistically speaking, to teams that could want to draft a quarterback. Oh, speaking of Ohio news, so Ohio State guy, before we go, this is how we'll end. This is the last sports story we'll hit. This is from a while back now, but like last week, Dwayne Haskins got cut by Washington. So Ohio State fans, our guy he's done. Like Dwayne Haskins gone.
Yep.
Thankfully, we'll be getting Justin Fields into the NFL this year, but Ohio State just no quarterbacks.
Yeah.
You know, we had I guess Burrow was technically an Ohio State QB at one point, but he never actually played.
Went,
You should have did that before Monday. They got to play Alabama.
Yeah, gets him back into college. I don't think you can play. I think you're ineligible to play in college once you've gone to the NFL. But yeah, I mean,
wow.
I'm just curious, like,
Oh, yeah.
to see how the quarterback situation works out. If you guys are curious what quarterback to look out for, Zach Wilson. You see when draft day comes around, watch for that guy. He's going to be huge for some team. He's going to be massive. He's this underrated quarterback out of BYU, I think, who nobody has known who he was until this year. I mean, we knew who he was, but he wasn't anybody. And like he's like the second best quarterback in the draft, in my opinion. That's a dong take, but I genuinely think he's better than Justin Fields. I'm the first to say it. I don't care. And I'm not even kidding. Like how I didn't see it in Justin Herbert last year. Like you can go back to we don't have tape of the first one, but you can go back to
Cali.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry, just came up.
What was I just talking about? I got to lose. I just completely lost it. What?
I started singing this song.
Oh, anyway, no, it doesn't really matter. I was kind of just rambling about football anyway.
Something about college. I don't know about college.
I don't know. Anyway, it was probably Wilson. Just look out for Wilson. I don't know. I forget what I was saying. I probably had some greater point that I was making, but it wasn't that important. It was just some random football thing.
More brain cells.
Yeah. But look, man, this year, like I told you, work's been stressful this year. It's been that kind of stressful. Anyway, but I swear I lose brain cells working sometimes. Anyway,
it happens.
All right, so I think that's a good time to end it when I'm completely losing my train of thought in the middle of talking. So, is there anything else you guys wanted to add here at the end? I'm pretty much tapped. I talked about 45.
Say Happy New Year, bro. We back.
Please don't take over the government unless you're doing it peacefully.
Yeah, or unless you plan on sending out $5,000 stimulus checks.
Ooh, actually, you know what? Fair enough. Take over the government if you're going to do that. I'm just kidding. Don't actually do that. But government, send us $5K. I refuse to accept anything less now. All right, Tony, anything?
Nope, I'm good. I hope everybody enjoys it, and we will see y'all next week.
This has been Tempo. Make sure you guys keep up, and we will see you all next time. We will actually post out on like Facebook or Twitter this next time when we go live. This was just kind of off the cuff. We said something to each other earlier this week, but we are back, and I don't know if we're gonna do weekly again or not, but we're gonna figure something out.
Yeah.
But we are back, so it's good to see you all again.
We should do weekly, and next week we'll be talking about Pornhub and.
We're gonna be talking about the Belle Delphine Patriot. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, all right. Demonetized, even though we don't make money. All right. See y'all later.
All right, bye.